Hello everyone, Nightmare back again with another video and the Halloween preview thoughts, Halloween TV preview thoughts video. And today I am talking about everyone's favorite, the fan favorite, the almighty god that is that in the Halloween programming is AMC's Fear Fest, which will be turning 18, so it's legal this year. Hooray! Even though it's been legal, cause it is nothing but horror films. So this year it will be boasting 70 different films. And this is where I'm going to start complaining. Now, don't get me wrong, AMC's the god. I always watch AMC's Fear Fest. I enjoy it, even though it is sometimes repetitive, but I love it. What I don't love is every year they tend to change up the game. Now last year they started on the Sunday of Columbus Day weekend to coincide with the season premiere of The Walking Dead. Not this year, no. This year, there will be another event before Fear Fest. It will be called Monster Apocalypse Week to coincide with the 5th season premiere of The Walking Dead, plus, the other shows that air after that, Comic Book Man and The Talking Dead. Fear Fest will not start until after that, meaning that Zombie Apocalypse Week starts on the 6th of October and goes to the 12th, while Fear Fest starts the 17th and goes till Halloween, which means we're downgrading this year by days. We lost 4 or 5 days. It is now only 15 days. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, why is this a bad thing? I'm sorry. If anyone remember what Monster Fest, what Fear Fest used to be called, AMC used to do it a month long. They actually did a month long. They had tons and tons of Halloween movies, such as black and white classics. Then they did more contemporary horror films from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, even now. And then, for some odd reason, I think around 2007, they decided to shrink it down to a week and a half. And then they kept it that long. And then it so slowly started to get bigger and bigger again. Why I said last year was probably the longest they had it since they cut it down to just a few weeks. Now, I could bitch and moan about this, and a lot of people, probably don't see this as a big problem, which it is, because Sci-Fi, who is doing a shit ton job, is having it for 31 days, and since AMC is basically the god that towers over Sci-Fi during the Halloween programming, it's like, okay, we're gonna cut back. Now, there are speculations going around why they're cutting back. The biggest one is so that they don't have to rely heavily on repeats airings. Last year they got a lot of slack for doing a lot of the Friday the 13th movies every week. But don't get me wrong, I love the Friday the 13th movies. I love that they air them because no one else airs them. But people do not understand that this is the time of year that these movies are getting played. Like the Halloween movies, the Friday the 13th movies, the Chucky movies, and even rarely the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. All these movies that usually don't get played throughout the year, this is their time to shine. This is their time to get out there. But people still complain saying, oh, there's too much of the Friday the 13th movie. I don't want to watch it too many goddamn times. Fuck you. I'm just saying this. It's because they're getting they're getting the ratings. The ratings is what, makes this survive. Probably, maybe the reason why they cut it back this year probably had to do with the fact that the ratings were weak during the first week, and then it gets stronger and stronger, which is a legitimate case. Plus, the repeats doesn't help much with the ratings, but I digress. But that's the reason why they air them so many times. I say times, I know. It's because it is bringing in the views. It's bringing in the viewership that they are getting throughout the week, because their big day for viewership is obviously Sunday. So, AMC is trying to keep people happy, because I don't fucking want it to be like 4 or 5 years ago where it's nothing, it is shit. Because I don't think anyone remembered that back then. There was 2 or 3 years that it just wasn't having it. I think the first year that The Walking Dead was on, that was probably one of the worst. And then the years prior, so maybe it was longer than 2 or 3 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, whatever. But they did that for 2 or 3 years, and it was really bad. It was so bad that they're like, okay, we fucked up, we admit it, we'll put the things back into the lineup, okay? You guys can stay happy, alright? We're good. But obviously, there's still problems. And I'm just, hopefully, now this is a hopeful because they did have one of these movies. I'm hoping they got the Nightmare on Elm Street movies to celebrate its 30th anniversary. That would be great. Because last year we almost had all of the Chucky movies. We were just missing the original one for some odd reason. I'm guessing whoever owns the rights to that one wouldn't want to give it up. Especially TV rights, because it's never on anymore. And then, I don't think we had any of the Scream movies. I think we had a few of the remakes. I know that we had the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, we had the Friday the 13th remake, I think we had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, not the newer one, the other one, the one that Platinum Dunes did, before they decided to fuck up with the rest of them. So, it would be great if they got, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, so everything doesn't compress within, the 2 weeks that they're having, 2 weeks and 1 day that they're having it. Because if it is, then they're just gonna shorten it next year, and I don't like that. I don't like it. I like it the way it is. So, it's just I want it like that. I want it I don't want it to be sucking like that those years prior that, they had only 2 Halloween movies on Halloween Day. I don't know if anyone remember that. There was years that they only had maybe 3 or 4 Halloween movies on early in the morning, maybe early afternoon, and then they had like one year they had the fucking Night of the Living Dead. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I blame the Living Dead, for buying the zombie genre. You know, I don't I don't care. I really don't care about the zombie genre. I'm more of a slasher fan. But, it's kind of like, yeah, you're taking our tradition away from us. Because showing Halloween on Halloween, showing all the Halloween movies on Halloween, is a tradition. And you can't it's like, you can't take that away from us because that's like, okay, we're not going to air, even though this is a bad example, we're not going to air It's the Great Pumpkin because it's Halloween's on a Friday this year. What the fuck? That's not a. You don't do that. You just can't. That's like, oh, we're not gonna air The Grinch. We're not gonna air, A Christmas Story. We're not gonna air this and that during Christmas. It's like you can't touch something that is a part of our holiday tradition. But hopefully AMC will not take that away because they will be stupid enough not to take that away, especially since, they have no competition that night. They hardly have a competition, but they have really no competition that night. So, what I would like from AMC this year, spread out the repeats. Spread them thin and spread them across. I don't want like a Friday the 13th marathon like they did last year shoved in our face. Like, oh, the first whole week is gonna be Friday the 13th marathon. Yay! That's fine. Show one movie, show maybe 2, 3, 4, whatever, in whatever order you want. The first how many days you wanted to do it, but just don't do it don't show, if you're gonna show 5 and 6, don't repeat 6 the next night and then show 7 and then, do that endless loop like they usually like to do. Last year, I don't think the Halloween movies got played out that much, but that was because they know that, we're gonna play them out on Halloween, so what I would like, if AMC did got the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, that would be great. If they got the original Child's Play movie, that would be great. Maybe add some of the other movies that they took out, such as the Children of the Corn movies. Because a lot of those don't even get aired, and I don't think